BYU basketball obviously isn't ready to end their season because they just keep winning.
Yes, Brady, where are they heading next?
You know what? The Cougs just will not quit. They want to keep their postseason run going, and they're going to Madison Square Garden, maybe the biggest stage basketball has to offer. Well, next on sports, Southern Miss. The Golden Eagles put the miss in Mississippi last night while one Cougar guard was unconscious from downtown. And Miami beat. The Heat streak is officially over. Who finally knocked him off? Let's just say that the winner was a certain team from a certain Midwestern town that starts with a C, ends with an O, and in the middle has Hickog. Grab a Polish sausage. Sports is next. BYU men's basketball was looking for some Southern hospitality in Mississippi last night, and the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss were more than accommodating. Usually Brandon Davies and Tyler Haws are about the only offense for the Cougs, but not the case in this one. Who is the dude wearing Brock Zylstra's jersey? Whoever it was had himself a ball game. Have you ever had deja vu? Zylstra went 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in the first half. I guess you could say he had a memorable game. On the other side of that, though, the Golden Eagles' leading scorer, Dwayne Davis, would like to forget about last night. Davis went 4 of 16 from the field. Ouch. Southern Miss could not buy a bucket against BYU, shooting just 33% from the floor. And Tyler Haws was deadly from 17 feet last night. He led all scorers with 25 as the Cougs escaped the hospitality state with a 79-62 win, and BYU is headed to the Final Four of the NIT. It's just the consolation tournament, right? I mean, half us think it stands for not in tournament anyway. Well, 11 sports reporter Mark Chalice shows us just how prestigious the NIT can be and why BYU fans have a reason to rise and shout.
While the NIT takes the leftovers from the NCAA tournament, the auto bids make sure some quality teams work their way to New York. But BYU students might not be giving it the attention it deserves.
Well, I guess Mercer's out. BYU's in. Is Alabama still in? I haven't been really following the NIT.
Nope. Alabama lost to Maryland, leaving them, Iowa, BYU, and Baylor as the last 4 left. These aren't no-name teams. To make it more interesting, the NIT and BYU go way back.
The Cougars have a long history in the NIT. They won it back in 1951 when it was the more prestigious of the two tournaments, and Roland Minton was a tournament MVP. They won it again back in 1966.
Well, it's not the 1950s and the NCAA determines national champion. Even making the NIT is still more difficult than making a bowl game in Division I FBS football. Only 28% of basketball teams make either the NCAA or NIT. In Division I football, 56% of teams play a bowl game. But the Cougars didn't just make it, they've won games. And now that they're in the semifinals, the Cougars will play in
Utah, Salt Lake?
Not quite. It's a venue second only to the Roman Coliseum, Madison Square Garden. On the BYU campus, Mark Chalice, 11 Sports.
BYU will face off against Baylor on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. The Cougars already lost to the Bears earlier this year in Waco, and it was a tough night for Tyler Haws, who only scored 13 points on 43% shooting. Well, Haley Steed would have loved to put up those kind of numbers in last night's WNIT game, but it was just not her night. The super senior scored a grand total of goose egg in the first half. She just kept laying brick after brick, but the Cougs somehow led St. Mary's at the break. Early in the second, Steed finally finds the bottom of the net to put the Cougs up by 7. Her teammates probably more relieved than anything. Jen Hampson doing her best Dikembe Mutombo impression. No, not today. Hampson ostracized Carly Rosenthal several times, but Rosenthal would have the last laugh, but that's for later. In the meantime, Hampson doing work on the low block and won. Hampson recorded her 7th double-double this year, but St. Mary's just would not go away. Carly Rosenthal posted a double-double of her own and put in 2 clutch buckets in the closing minutes, and the Gales from Moraga are headed to the quarterfinals with a 59-55 win over BYU. St. Mary's will play the winner of today's game between Utah and Pacific. As they say, all good things must come to an end. The Miami Heat were just 6 wins away from tying the NBA record for consecutive wins, but one team finally set up a roadblock. The Bulls. LeBron getting swole with Ray Allen before tip-off. King James averaging 27 a game during the streak. Third quarter, Heat down 9. Braun and Wade go the distance without even letting the ball hit the floor. LeBron finishes with the flush. Then Chalmers takes the ball from Kirk Heinrich and finds the king behind his back. James finished with 32. Fourth quarter now, Heat still losing, and LeBron gets tagged with a flagrant foul for this retaliation against Boozer. I'm telling you, LeBron would be a phenomenal football player, but LeBron, this isn't football, so you can't do that. About a minute to go, Heat still losing. Nate Robb launches the tray from the wing. No good, but Carlos Boozer outmuscles Bosch and Shane Battier. Second chance points will kill you. And that's going to do it for the boys from South Beach. The Bulls cool off the Heat with a 101-97 victory. And tonight we have men's volleyball and baseball both playing at home, so enjoy the weather, go to
You
baseball.
can bet I'll be there with my cougar tail, those maple donuts up in the stands.
Yes, everyone go. There is no excuse for you to be inside this weekend.
It's
So good.
beautiful. Thanks, Brady.